Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles X. This is your host, River Foxen, and we're going to move on into the barracks and find out what happens next. Looks like we have a cutscene.
And here we are, the Blade Barracks. Consider yourself our guest until we finish getting you registered. Feel free to come and go as you please.
Alright, we can ask about registration or frown and say nothing. Let's ask.
I think I can answer that one. So, you must be the latest rescue.
Secretary Nagi!
Miss Ku. Chipper as always, I see.
What can I say? Pep is my middle name.
I ran into Doug Barrett on the way here, and he didn't seem quite so upbeat. Anything about today's flight I should know?
No. Nothing to worry about.
Good. Be sure it stays that way. More importantly, Elma, you found another one. Excellent work out there.
Just doing my job, Mr. Secretary.
Now, as for officially registering our new citizen here...
Why don't we talk inside? There's a lot of ground to cover. It could take some time.
Ah yes, of course. Forgive me. You must be weary from the stasis and your journey back to us. Please, after you.
I'll put on some tea.
Well, it's definitely futuristic looking.
Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kentaro Nagi. You may remember me as Captain of the White Whale, but now I serve as Secretary of Defense here for New LA. The provisional government has charged me with keeping the peace, so all military and police matters fall under my jurisdiction.
He's also my superior officer. And he'd be an excellent person to talk to when you're ready to start looking for work.
What about a job right here with Blade? She seems capable.
Let's give it a little more time. At least until she knows enough to be able to make an informed decision. She seems to be suffering from some form of memory loss.
Memory loss? From the stasis?
She could barely remember her name, and nothing at all about what happened to Earth or the White Whale.
I see. Though, come to think of it, the entire lot of us have only been on this planet for what, 2 months? It shouldn't take very long to get caught up.
My thoughts exactly.
Well then, where should we begin?
All right. Can inquire, clarify, or question. Let's inquire. Ask about how we ended up on Mira.
It started at the end, 2 years ago. The end of Earth. The casualty of a battle between two hyper-advanced alien civilizations. Their technology and weapons were beyond our comprehension. We were like infants, naked, powerless. The Earth was reduced to ash and blown away.
I still wonder if I hadn't been there. If maybe all of this could have somehow been avoided.
No one can know that, Elma. What we do know is without you, there'd have been no Project Exodus, and no escape for any of us. Did it go perfectly? No. But we are here, and we are alive. We survived. So yes, Project Exodus. Once we learned the Earth might be threatened, we needed a plan to preserve all her various life forms. That plan was the Earth Life Colonization Project, otherwise known as Project Exodus.
Those of us who escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space. 2 hard years. But we clung to our mission, find a habitable planet and settle there. We had no idea how long it would take. Or that the decision would eventually be made for us.
The xenoforms found us again, and, well, it wasn't a happy reunion. Earth wasn't enough. They wanted humanity destroyed. For better and for worse, we were close to planet Mira when we lost control of the White Whale. Inertia and gravity took it from there.
The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat. Once the dust cleared, we set to work transforming it into its current state. Searching for survivors, establishing Blade, installing the provisional government. Basically, making it a sustainable city.
All right, I guess we have to keep going. Let's see. Clarify. Ask for more information about Blade.
Blade is an acronym. Builders of a legacy after the destruction of Earth. Quite fitting, I think. It's a relatively new organization. Up there in space, we had plenty of provisions, and a crew trained to handle the limited amount of situations we might encounter in our travels. But of course, all that changed after we lost most of our ship and came crashing down here on Mira. We needed food, water, search and rescue teams, surveyors, police. The list goes on and on. It was too much for the provisional government to manage on its own, so Blade was born. The idea was to have one central organization with different disciplines to fill these various roles. Its core was pulled from the Coalition military, so it's mostly former soldiers. But fighting isn't our most important duty. Right now, we have a single top priority that supersedes all others. The search for and recovery of the Lifehold.
Take a look at this. The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis. All housed in a structure called the Lifehold. This is a complete schematic of that facility. Only essential personnel were conscious and active for the journey from Earth. The flight crew, maintenance engineers. And of course, some military so we could defend ourselves if necessary. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. Are in the Lifehold. With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. But there's a problem. We now know the Lifehold broke apart along with the rest of the ship when we came down on Mira. What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know. Blade's top priority now is locating the missing units.
Was I in there? All right. Last question. Ask about registration.
Ah, yes. All citizens of NLA are required to register their name, age, and occupation. We also ask you report any personal assets and take a short survey regarding your current state of health. All purely as a precaution. I'm sure you understand. As the caretakers of humanity's survival, we all have certain responsibilities.
And hey, it's not all bad. Registering gets you access to all kinds of public services.
In any case, I'm sure this is all a lot to digest. You'll be wanting some time. Ms. Ku, even I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Why don't you take our guest out for some air? Perhaps a tour of the administrative district.
Yes, sir. Come on, we'll keep this briefing brief.
All right. I guess we've done a story mission. Or are we doing a story? Yeah, this is the beginning of a story mission. Take a guided tour of the Blade Administrative District with Lynn and Elma and learn more about life as a member of Blade. Alright. Region discovered. Yes, yes, we're here. As you explore the administrative district, think about what sort of life you'd like to lead here in New LA. Take all the time you need. I'll be right here whenever you're ready. Alright. Not a lot of people around here, huh? Man, I am not digging this control scheme. What are these? Look like some kind of doors? I don't know. Maybe that becomes something somewhere. Alright. Alright, well, let's just go where the arrow says for right now. Alright.
You know, it's not every day we're authorized to let a civilian tour the administrative district.
Yeah. Nagi must really, really want her to join Blade.
The AD is a bit different from the other districts. It's got everything a Blade would need, all in one place, without any extra fluff.
Get a load of that Skell. Even the way that they walk is so cool. Oh yeah, work it, baby.
Right. So she's a mecha fetishist? Alright, let's keep going.
Now this girl gets it. Aren't they just the coolest? Just everything about them. The lasers, the force fields, the bipedal and vehicular transformations. You ever have that dream where you're inside one and it's just transforming over and over and over?
No.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Actually, I don't normally show this to people, but I've been working on some Skell fanfiction. Hold on, I'll just pull it up here 1 sec.
Lynn?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Originally, Skells were developed as a defensive measure to counter potential alien threats. It wasn't enough to save Earth, though. We were outnumbered and outgunned. Still, just look around you. New LA has gone from basically nothing to this in just 2 short months. We could never have come so far so fast without Skell technology. I'd love to get you into one to see for yourself, but it's not that simple.
Well, yeah, duh. For one thing, only Blades are allowed to pilot Skells. And even then, you need a license.
These aren't toys we're talking about. They're complex machines with powerful weapons. And they're a precious resource. We only have so many of them to go around. So yes, as you might imagine, the certification process is a fairly rigorous one.
I'm sure you're thinking, where do I sign up for the test? But it's not that simple. They choose you, not the other way around. You can't just walk in the front door and volunteer.
There is some criteria. The details are largely hidden, but basically, HQ only allows the cream of the crop to take the test. Blades who go above and beyond in their duties, and for the people of New LA in general.
So what do you say? If you become a Blade and work hard, I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they tap you on the shoulder.
Speaking of work, that reminds me. Why don't we check out the mission control board first? That's where we take on our assignments.
Good call. Let's head on over.
I wonder what happens if I decide I want to be a florist. You know, we could have like maybe a farming mini game. Be like Harvest Moon on a alien planet. Defense Secretary Nagi came out to greet the new crew member personally? He must be expecting big things from her. Why, am I special or something?
What's wrong?
Ask Trevor about the purpose of Blade. The members of each division have their own responsibilities, but mine is primarily guard duty. Lately, there have been reports of dangerous indigents appearing near the entrances to the city. That's why we've sealed the gates and taken a defensive posture. We've tightened our guard to the extent that there's absolutely no chance of an indigent infiltrating the city. But now I hear that Elma and some new gal already slaughtered the Grexpack that prowled outside the west gate. So I guess we all ought to thank Team Elma for their successful counteroffensive. She's right here. You can thank her right now.
What's wrong?
Alright. Ask Trevor if anything is troubling him.
This sucks.
Carl is pathetic. I put him on indigent control duty and he hasn't killed a single one. If I didn't have so many damn duties of my own, I'd march right up to him and spank him like the insolent child he is. Hey, if you're headed that way, could you give Carl a message for me? He'll be the one loitering out in front of the arms manufacturer's building. Tell him to pull his head out and get his goddamn work done before Trevor has to stick a boot so far up his ass he'll taste shoe polish for a month. Wow, that was detailed. Well, let's see, I'm supposed to head over here and have a cutscene.
So this is mission control. We don't have a dispatch system yet, so Blades usually choose their own assignments. Everyone comes here and selects from the missions available on the board.
And it's not just official Blade tasks. Anyone with a request is free to post here. Businesses, citizens, whoever.
Yeah, it's basically how anything gets done in New LA, so the board is constantly updating. Just about every Blade will stop by here at some point in their shift.
It's like our second home. You'll always find a number of Blades around here, blowing off steam or browsing mission control for their next assignment.
Whenever I get freed up, I'll stop here first thing to check for any missions I might be suited for.
Likewise. And if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo, that's what the Scout Console is for. We should show you that next.
Hey, who's giving this tour anyway? We also have the Scout Console, if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo. And Elma just said that, didn't she?
Hey,
How in the heck am I supposed to pull off this job by myself? It's madness! Madness! Hey, you want to come along and help? Yeah, Lynn seems to be a bit of a brat. But, alright, let's talk to Eleonora here.
Yes?
Ask Eleonora about this place. This is Mission Control. As a Blade, you can... Oh, I see that you haven't registered as a Blade, Rain. Well, if you do register and join a division, you'll be able to accept missions right here. I understand that you haven't yet decided what role you wish to play here in New LA, and that's fine. But I believe you would make a splendid Blade. Trust me, I've seen countless Blades standing right here. I know talent when I see it. I mean, I know I look tough because I have like a gun on my shoulder, but... I mean, guns will definitely make you look tough.
Yes?
Let's see. Ask Eleonora about recent developments. My name is Eleonora, and I serve as Blade's receptionist. Most missions are managed through the terminal, but if you need to make a special report, please speak to me. Additionally, if you have any questions about your assignments, feel free to ask me anything. If there's anything that I can do to help, I hope you'll let me be of service. Now go do your best, Rain. I expect great things from you. Alright. Is there someone else to talk to I saw? No, that guy. Oh, there's the... Here he is. Wolf. Ask Wolf about positioning during combat. Now, that would have been useful to know when I lost that fight out front. I think also I hadn't really leveled up enough. Any fool who's dumb enough to face his foe head-on won't live to make the same mistake twice. You must constantly move to stay in your opponent's blind spots. Attack your foe from the back. Attack it from on high or below. Anywhere but head-on. Attacking from any of those positions will improve your accuracy and your odds of landing a critical hit. Do you understand? Do you not understand? Either way, repeat what I just said 1,000 times until it finally penetrates that thick skull of yours. Oh, he's a nice guy. Ask Wolf if anything is troubling him.
Idiot.
I lovingly instruct Blade rookies that don't even know the basics of combat until they grow into respectable Blade operatives. But recently, a number of cowards have failed to withstand my love and fled my training sessions. But you look like the type that can take it. If you decide to join Blade, you come and ask me anything. I will take the fundamentals of combat and beat them right into you. I wonder why people are kind of running away. Anyway, let's see. I gotta go this way. Is it this? I think it might be this. Yes.
Ta-da! The Blade Scout Console. When the going gets tough, the tough go to the Scout Console. You know, to get tougher.
If you do end up joining us, you'll quickly realize just how important this little kiosk is. A lot of the mission control assignments are too much for any one Blade to handle. They tend to call for multiple members with specialized knowledge or unique skills. This console lets you search for and recruit other Blades to fill those roles for just such an occasion.
You can't spell Blade without team. Sort of. Anyway, awesome, right? So, you're ready to join up?
Hang on, Lynn. Take it easy, would you?
What? I'm just saying you'd have to be some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade. Or maybe a crazy person.
Oh, and here I thought you might be pressuring our guest.
Apology accepted. Now, how about a little shopping? And I'm not talking about the stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about Armory Alley.
Alright. So this is supposed to be where I guess you can recruit people. But, because I'm not in Blade, I can't right now. But I'm wondering, because I know that in this game you're supposed to be able to recruit other players. But I believe that network is down now. So we're going to have to find out what that actually means for this game. I'm pretty sure that I can continue to play the game without that network being up. I'm sure that there are enough NPC characters. But I guess we're going to find out soon enough. But first, gotta head off in this direction.
Hey. So this street's what we call Armory Alley.
Blades can requisition equipment from any of the vendors here.
I won't lie, most Blade members face danger on a daily basis. Having the latest gear isn't about impressing your friends. It's a matter of survival.
True enough. And that goes not only for your personal armor and weapons, what we call ground gear, but for skell equipment as well.
You can even buy whole skells. Can you imagine owning your own skell? Huh? Oh, right, the door. I think all that's left is the heart of Blade itself. Blade Tower.
Alright. I guess that's where we're headed, which is pretty close to where we started. Run a little faster, why don't we?
So yeah, Blade Tower. When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will spend most of their day here. The government leaders, too. They're based in the tower. Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chosan, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about does it for our tour. So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not. Now that you've seen where and how we work, hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision. In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
Story mission complete. Alright. So I guess we are... Oh, are we auto heading back? Well, let's go ahead and save. Nope, we did not auto head back. Let's just run. Like, we can buy things here, but I'm pretty sure we can't buy things until we are in Blade.
Hey.
Alright. Enter the barracks.
Honey, we're home.
Yes, very amusing.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Thank you, Ms. Gu, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vandam? Does it have anything to do with our new arrival?
Correct. He stopped by while you were out on your tour. He said he'll come back, but that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a training assignment. What in the hell are we waiting for? As he put it.
The commander does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem. And to be honest, given our current need for blade recruits, I can't say I entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince. Blade service is voluntary, remember?
Of course, and I would never force or coerce anyone. Well, friend, what do you say? Can we count on you to do your part?
No, of course we're going to. I actually believe it's one of those but thou must situations where if you refuse, it's just going to ask you again and again until you accept. Because it would be a really boring game if you're like, no, I'm going to be a florist. Just send me over to the commercial district and I'll grow some flowers.
I knew you'd make the right choice. Welcome to the organization. Elma, she can start on your team. You'll begin training immediately.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. With pleasure.
All right. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
Now then, let's discuss that training assignment. We've decided to start you out on a probe installation, just to get your feet wet.
I guess we should back up a bit. Here in New LA, we're using a specialized computer system called Frontier Nav to help us deploy a sensor grid across Mira. A network of data probes that allows us to monitor conditions and collect all kinds of information about the planet.
Expanding that grid and filling in the blind spots is one of Blade's highest priorities. Here, take a look at this. What you're seeing on screen is a terrain map that includes New LA and the surrounding landmass. As you can see, we've divided the area into a series of hexagonal blocks. We call these blocks segments. Together, they form our grid. We determined this was the most efficient pattern, given the limited range of our probes. Based on it, we know exactly where we need the probes to go. Now we just have to install them.
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. The Frontier Nav probes can also detect the general locations of living things in the vicinity, which comes in handy if we need to track down a blade or another citizen.
Yes, quite handy indeed. So for this first exercise, you'll be heading here, to that white segment. Go there, install the data probe, and then come back home.
Got it. East of the city.
In that case, we can take the east gate out of the administrative district, right? We should be there in no time.
I'll leave the details on the data probe installation procedure to you, Velma.
Of course, Mr. Secretary. All right, you two, shall we?
Yeah! Training or not, let's go install the hell out of that probe!
All right, Story Mission Chapter 2. Install the data probe at the Frontier Nav site and complete your training. Chapter 2, The New Frontier. All right, so now we're on Chapter 2, so this seems to be a good place to save the game and call it this episode complete. So, if you enjoyed this Let's Play, be sure to like and subscribe and click that bell icon if you're so inclined, and I'll see you later.